You're not gonna believe what went down with the Miami Dolphins over the last 24 hours. We've got fresh news that's got every fan buzzing, decisions that might flip the entire season, and even a name that could be the missing piece to get this team rolling again. The vibe in Miami is tense, everybody's heartbeat is up, and the future feels wide open right now. Can the Dolphins flip this thing around? Can Tua find his groove again? And who's gonna step up to take some of the weight off a chain and waddle? Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Slide in, hit that like button, and let's get straight to it. Here's the deal. There's one name sitting right in the middle of the storm, splitting the fan base, stirring up criticism, and pushing every stat debate into overdrive. Tua Tagovailoa. The Dolphins quarterback went from being that steady, reliable guy to standing at a crossroads no one expected to hit this fast. You hear it all over Miami. Some folks say Tua only hits the easy throws. Others swear he always gives this team a shot to win. But this year, the reality smacked us hard. 13 interceptions, leading the league in a category you never want to lead. A rating that crashed, third down efficiency gone. And every snap now carries that little sting of anxiety in the back of your mind. So why did everything change so fast? It starts with the offense that Mike McDaniel and pass game coordinator Darrell Bevell built. They design plays that demand the quarterback follow the script. If the defense shows a certain look, take the shot deep. If not, keep it safe. It worked when the timing was sharp, but now that rhythm turned into a razor's edge. Bevell even said it himself. A bunch of those interceptions came from Tua sticking exactly to the plan. Against Buffalo, on those picks that left everyone shaking their head, the call was aggressive. They wanted a one-on-one shot downfield, even without that big contested catch receiver who can outmuscle a safety. But Tua doesn't have that cannon arm, and the safety wins that battle with ease. So here comes the big question. Whose fault is it? The quarterback who threw the ball? The coach who didn't adapt the system to his strengths? Or the front office that didn't give him a true jump ball target? Tua himself has admitted he's struggling with his footwork, with sensing his reads and release. When your base is off, the pass comes out soft, and the defender turns into a shark smelling blood. The Commanders' game made it obvious. Bad feet, wrong read, a throw that should have been protection becomes a turnover. The coaches swear he's grinding at practice, but that spark he had in 2022 and 2023 hasn't fully returned. Some fans are done with the inconsistency. Others say the system is too predictable now. Safeties are sitting on routes because they know what's coming. If Miami wants to explode again, they need flawless execution. And that pressure only makes every mistake feel bigger. And that's where the suspense hits. Even with all the doubt, these next few weeks bring winnable matchups against the Saints and Jets. The games that could rebuild to his confidence and calm the fan base. If he settles in, Miami gets back on track and the offense wakes up. But if he keeps riding this roller coaster, the temperature rises, the calls for change get louder, and even a playoff spot becomes shaky. And crazy enough, that's not even the biggest storyline of the day. There's a strategic issue brewing that could decide the direction of this offense moving forward. The win over the Commanders was nice, but anybody watching that game saw the same thing. Something's off with this Dolphins offense. It's not just execution, it's identity. Last year, Miami scared every defense they lined up against. Now they're predictable. Everyone knows the ball's going to D on a chain or Jalen Waddle. When the defense knows the script before you even snap the ball, the whole operation gets jammed up. And the real problem runs deeper. Miami doesn't have a reliable third playmaker. Without that, the offense gets tight, and the season hangs in the balance. McDaniel is trying everything. Bigger personnel, more run game wrinkles, weird formations to confuse defenses. It buys a little time, but without someone forcing defenses to spread out, Miami's offense is gasping. And the wild part is that the candidates are already in the building. Malik Washington is quietly building chemistry with Tua. He's quick, tough, works the short zones, and gives to someone to hit when the pocket collapses. He's not a star, but he's that guy who moves the chains, shifts momentum, and keeps a drive alive. Then there's Greg Dolce, new to the system, but growing into that security blanket role. Not flashy, but smart, steady, and always in the right spot. If he keeps trending upward, he becomes one of those invisible pieces that help you win. And suddenly the machine starts humming again. But Dolphins fans want more. Taj Washington and Cedric Wilson Jr. have had moments, but nothing consistent. Nick Westbrook came in advertised as a red zone threat and barely got a taste of the action. Imagine the nightmare for defenses if Miami unlocks even one of these guys. The jump from predictable to unstoppable might come from someone nobody's talking about. That's McDaniel's challenge now. Reinvent the offense without losing the identity that made it special. He built a system around speed and motion, but it needs new layers. This team's ceiling depends on turning role players into impact players when the stars get bracketed. If defenses start worrying about Malik or Dolce in the middle of the field, Waddle and the chain suddenly have daylight again. It's high-level chess, and McDaniel needs a new piece that tilts the board. Who's it gonna be? Who steps up and changes the season? Whether it's Malik, Dolce, or somebody new, someone has to emerge. If Miami stays a two-option offense, come January every defense will have the antidote. The answer's coming soon, and it's gonna shake the way this fanbase sees the team. At a point in the season where plenty of teams would already be folding, the Miami Dolphins finally found a few cracks where the light slips through. After starting the year 1-5, they bounced back with a 3-2 stretch. And this wasn't luck. It happened because a few overlooked pieces started holding the structure together. See, Aaron Brewer became the quiet hero of the offensive line, while the passing game struggled to find consistency. He kept clearing holes and giving the chain room to explode. He won't show up in fantasy stats, but inside that locker room, the respect is real. And speaking of a chain, the rookie is carrying this team. Huge workload, constant big runs, and he's basically the glue holding the identity together. But that dependence on one guy exposes the roster's fragility. When a chain cooks, everything flows. When he doesn't, the offense sputters. The good news is that the long runs are back, which means the offensive line is finally sensing up. Waddle has reemerged too, ripping off chunk plays of 30 yards or more and pushing Miami back toward the top of the league. In explosive plays since week 7. Still, there have been disappointments. The front office made a big bet on James Daniels and it hasn't paid off. Injuries, inconsistency, and unfulfilled expectations. The jumbo package with 6 linemen became both a patch and a lifeline. When Miami goes heavy, the run game wakes up, defenses back off, and the offense gets breathing room. Maybe it came late, but it's still one of McDaniel's smartest adjustments this year. On the defensive side, the story flips, and in a good way. Jordan Brooks has become the heartbeat of the unit, leading the league in tackles and playing with serious fire. Bradley Chubb has stepped into the quiet leadership role, keeping everyone locked in. And Jack Jones, the corner plenty of people doubted, has flipped the narrative and turned into one of the most pleasant surprises on the team. This defense started shaky, but now they play with swagger. The rookies are showing promise too. Dante Trader Jr. and Zeke Biggers have flashed enough to make you believe the future on that side of the ball is bright. But there are still question marks. Chop Robinson, the first-round pick, hasn't found his footing yet. The fans are losing patience, and honestly, you get why. Miami needs those young talents to hit if they're gonna sustain this rebuild. McDaniel deserves credit though. The scheme has evolved. The execution is sharper. The rookie class is growing up. The overall grade is still average, but the feeling in Miami is different now. This team finally understands what it takes to compete. And with a favorable schedule and momentum shifting, it feels like the best might still be ahead. As long as they don't waste the opportunity. So that's where we are, Dolphins fans. 3 storylines, 1 truth. This team is still alive in the middle of the chaos. Tua needs to steady himself. McDaniel has to uncover that third offensive playmaker. And the defense, with Brooks leading the charge, has shown it can carry any game. This season feels like a reflection of every fan in Miami. Hope, frustration, belief, all mixed into every snap. Now the question is simple. Will this version of Miami keep the fire burning or fade when it matters most? Drop a comment, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's keep believing together.